in the Garden of Eden. In fact, before the Garden of Eden. Let's go back further than that. Satan fell. Satan rebelled in heaven in ages past. Was that random? No. Or was that on purpose? If you say it was on purpose, can you prove it biblically? Let's say, for instance, that you do agree that this was on purpose. God had a plan. God had a design. He created Satan, a created being, a created angel, and Satan fell because Satan was so raised up in his own beauty and his ego. And as we read out of Isaiah, Satan said, I will set up my throne in the place of the north. I will be worshipped as God. Did that happen and surprise God, or did that happen exactly the way God intended? Okay, can you prove that?
I can.
How do you prove it?
I prove it biblically by saying that throughout the Bible, Satan has had one after another role somewhere in the Bible.
That's exactly right. That's very adept. Did you understand what he just said? See, what we have to understand about Satan is God's foot soldier. People have created this theology through the years that makes Satan and God co-equal. Where you say, well, it's God has a vote, and the devil has a vote, and now you cast the deciding vote. And that's how you decide whether you're going to heaven or hell. Or they create that theology that says there's this, this war in heaven where God is just doing his best, hanging on by his fingernails, just doing everything he can to try to save some people, but the devil just seems to have so much power, so much authority. You get to the end of the book of Revelation, and God sends an angel, sends Michael. Says, go down there, put him in a chain, put him in the abyss, put a seal on the abyss, and keep him there for 1,000 years. Couldn't God do that anytime he wanted?
Right.
Yeah. Well, then why didn't he do it the minute Satan rebelled?
He had a purpose.
He had a purpose. He had a plan. You see, ultimately the whole plan of God, the whole purpose of God, is his own glorification and the glorification of his Son. So hold on to that thought. So now we get to the Garden of Eden. And God tells Adam and Eve, the first two people on the planet, you can eat of any tree in the garden except that one. Don't eat from that one. Did God expect them to eat from that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How do you know?
Because he wouldn't pick that one unless he knew that they would have done it.
Yeah, if you don't want them to eat from that tree, don't put it in the garden. Mm-hmm. Isn't that obvious? Now look, if you and I can figure that out, you don't think God could have figured that one out? Then on top of that, not only does he put that tree in the garden, he lets the devil in. Mm-hmm. So do you think God knew that there was a conversation going on between the serpent and the woman?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's omniscient. He knows everything. So why did he hang out until later in the day before they heard him walking in the garden in the cool of the evening? What was he doing in the afternoon? Why wasn't he there going, ho, whoa, ho? What are you two talking about? You see, all of this is according to God's plan exactly because God's ultimate goal is his glorification and the glorification of his Son. Now, the way that his Son gets the greatest glory is in atoning for and saving a particular people. And that means there had to be people to save. And so God, though we can't charge God with sin, God was able to make people and then use the devil to bring about the fall in order that there would be human beings for Jesus to save. It's all part of his divine plan. He's teaching it all the way back here in Leviticus. He's teaching that Jesus is going to come and save and redeem particular people. And none of it is an accident, because even the goat that lives or the goat that dies is in the hands of God when they cast the lot. So let's then bring it down to you individually. How is it that you know anything about the things of God? His will, his choice, his determination. It always has been that way, is my point.